Hook it up.
Can I get you to push down on the front of it a little bit? That's it, right there. Yep.
We're
a
locked
little
in?
harder. Oops. There we go. We're latched.
Okay, we're latched. All right.
Very good. You can follow me on the controls.
Okay.
Right hand on the stick.
Right hand on the stick.
Feet on the rudders.
Feet on the rudders.
Yeah, I'm just keeping him from dragging us too far here when the flat comes out. This is the signal to go. We move the rudders.
Okay.
Means we're ready to go. We get airborne a little bit before the tow plane.
Because
We're wing area, we're a little lighter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's trim.
All right. So where he goes, we go.
Yeah, just stay right on his tail. So if it starts to look like he's going up above the horizon, we
Like
gotta
that?
ease back up, get him into position.
Okay.
If it looks like he's going below the horizon, we gotta ease forward, get back in position.
Okay.
So it's very precise. If we're off to the side, we got to get back in quickly. Otherwise, we're going to break the rope.
Okay.
We got to stay right on the tail. I'm holding a fair amount of forward stick pressure because where the hitch is located, it tries to pitch the nose up. So
All right.
I'm holding quite a bit of forward stick pressure.
All right.
We got a glider up there about 1 o'clock high.
I see him. I don't see any other traffic, so we're okay. So we got one over there at about 9 o'clock, aircraft.
Yeah, skydive plane, I think.
All right. So our glider just flew over us.
Yep. Yeah, I'll have you try it for a bit. But remember, you're holding some forward stick pressure.
Well, I lost it.
Yeah, it's very precise. And the main thing is you don't want to make very big movements with a control.
All right.
Very small movements. Very tiny. Like I say, this was the hardest thing for me to learn. And I'd flown a lot before I did this. But it's doable. It It takes a few times to kind of get the idea of it.
All right.
Okay, try it again. Now remember to keep your bank angle exactly matched up with the toe plane's bank angle. If your bank angle's different, it's going to go the other way. That's the idea.
Whoop.
See how quick
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets out really quick.
yeah. I hold the stick very lightly and just only give it just what it needs.
Yeah, I find myself trying to manhandle it.
Yeah. And then also you're on the rudders. The rudder keeps your heading behind the toe plane, so
Yeah.
you actually have to use the rudder too.
Yeah.
The rudder keeps the nose pointed in the tail of the toe plane. Coming up on 3,000. We're going to go to 5.
All right.
Go ahead, give it a try. Yeah, you got it. That's the idea. Gentle, gentle. Just a little. That's it. Just enough to hold the toe plane in position in front of you.
A little too much.
Yeah. Right away, keep the wings from banking opposite to the toe plane or different than the toe plane. Because whichever way the wings are banked, the lift is going to carry it that way. So
Right.
you just really got to precisely match the bank angle of the toe plane. Yeah,
It's not easy.
it's not that easy. Go ahead, you got it. He had just a little bank, so you want just a little bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back there. Is that a radar installation down there?
Yeah, that's Air Force installation.
The sailplane's coming in for a landing.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's got to be a damn good pilot too, huh?
Yeah.
That's got to be putting a lot of pressure on him.
Not that bad, you'd be surprised. The glider only creates about 15 pounds of rearward pull. Not that much.
Wow. I would think a lot
The
more
glider
than
is
it.
supporting its own weight. All the toe plane has to do is overcome the drag of the glider. The glider's carrying its own weight.
I have to admit, the controls are very sensitive.
Very sensitive, yeah. Particularly when we're being towed because we're flying faster than we normally would with a glider. Normally we're going to fly the glider down around 55. You can see we're 80, so it's going to make everything more sensitive.
Okay.
Okay, try again. You got it. Got to keep the wings level. Push it forward a little bit. We're a little high on go. Push forward a little bit.
Oh,
Okay, we're coming up on our release altitude. So the way we do this, we hit 900 and we pull up, pitch over, put slack in the line, pull the release, and we're gone. We go up and to the right, he goes down and to the left. Bye-bye. He's gone.
oh,
Okay, we're going to trim it now for a normal flight. about
Alright.
55.
All right.
All right.
Down about
And
60.
I'm just going to let you go ahead and fly it a bit. In gliding flight, it's going to feel more normal, yeah, because you're not trying to hold position. We're not flying faster than we are in gliding flight. Everything happens a little bit more slowly, a little easier this way.
Oh, definitely a little easier.
Yeah.
What direction you want to go?
Let's clear left and we'll go around to the left. We actually have a designated aerobatic area, so we're going to try to stay within it here.
Okay. And turn it back to the lava.
Yep. Now under the rear seat I have a toolbox, but it can't get out because it's held down by the seat.
Uh-huh.
So you may hear a clunk or rattle when we're doing some of these maneuvers. It doesn't mean anything's coming apart. It's just the tools in the toolbox.
Now, if you scare the hell out of me, I'll let you know.
Okay. Now we'll make it nice and smooth.
All right. I'm not a daredevil. I just want to experience this
Oh
airplane.
yeah. Okay. I've got it for a minute here. You can follow me.
Okay, I'm following you.
Follow me on the controls.
I'm following
We're
you.
going to clear our airspace. Very important when you're doing aerobatics.
Which nobody else is around.
Right. And we're going to line up on a key point. That'll be the point straight ahead. Any aerobatics you want to do them relative to things on the ground so you can check for accuracy of the maneuver.
All
We're
right.
going to start with a loop. Basically, we accelerate, pull up and over the top, and then pull out of the backside of it, which is a dive. There we go. We got a build inertia and a glider.
There's a sailplane
In
down
airplane,
there.
we just advanced throttle. In glider, we build in.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, about 3 G's over the top.
Holy crap. I'm glad I'm buckled in.
And we hit our key point. We ended up right on our key point again. Now we pull up at the end to get a little bit of altitude back.
All right.
We can actually conserve our altitude depending on how we fly the maneuver.
All right. Is that our tow plane down there?
Yeah.
All right.
For this one, we're going to use our runway as a reference. The runway down to the right there.
I see it.
And this is going to be called Cloverleaf maneuver. And what that is, a combination of a pull-up with a roll at the top. And if it's done correctly, at the time our wings are level, when we're inverted, nose will be pointed directly at the runway, 90 degrees to the runway. So here we go.
Okay. And we accelerate.
There's our inverted point, pointed right at the runway. And there we're pulling back up
To get our
some of
altitude.
Our altitude back, right.
How many G's was that?
The G meter says 3 and 0 at the top, so we were weightless at the top.
Wow.
The G meter's on your left there.
I see it now. Okay. I'm too busy looking out the window.
Okay, we're going to do another maneuver.
All right.
This is relative to the runway also.
All right. So the runway's directly in front of us. Actually, the end of it is.
Right. This maneuver should put us, if it's done correctly, we will be headed exactly the opposite direction from the direction we start. So we're going to start going runway direction to the east.
All right.
Complete runway direction going to the west. This is called, in a glider, it's called a stall turn. In an airplane, it's called a hammerhead stall.
Oh, the
because-
hammerhead. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you know basically what it's about. And
Yeah.
there you go.
My instructor did that to me and scared the shit out of me.
Now we'll make it smooth.
All right.
The glider should pivot at the top,
Weightless.
directly down. And we're going the other way.
We regain our altitude.
Now you notice we're going exactly the opposite way down the runway.
Yes, we are.
the whole idea in there, I teach aerobatics, and one of the things that just takes practice for students to learn is precision. You'll work on it your whole lifetime.
Yeah.
I've been flying aerobatics since the 60s, and I still continually work on precision. You know, in other words, making the maneuvers geometrically precise. It's really what it's all about. You want to make them geometrically as precise as possible.
Practice, practice, practice.
Practice, you got it. This is one that's a bit difficult for a glider. It's quite easy in an airplane because of the power. But in a glider, we're going to do what's called a reverse Cuban 8. And what will happen if we do it correctly, we're going to end up going back this way along the runway at the termination of the figure 8.
So we'll be going back the same direction.
Yeah, we'll be going back the same way at the end of it.
Gaining speed. Weightless.
Yep, weightless. Now we're 180 the other way.
And back the other direction.
Rolling around the other way again.
And gaining altitude.
Same direction down the runway. So actually, we described a figure 8 in the air. We rolled at the top. We rolled right on the first half. We rolled left on the second half. You always alternate your rolls.
A nice
I tell
figure
my
8.
students, if you were a bodybuilder and you only use your right arm would get real strong, and your left arm would be puny.
Right.
So when I'm teaching, if they do a roll to the right, they have to follow it with a roll to the left. You always alternate your maneuvers. And keep them symmetrical, keep them even. Yes, we're still in the aerobatic area. We've
Right.
never moved out of it. Okay, we're going to do a stall turn, and
Right.
that'll put us back going the other way, down the runway. Here we go. Timing is everything with these. You want it to be just floating across the top practically.
Wow. Yeah, I could feel the tail kick around on that one.
Yeah, it pivots on its axis. If it's timed correctly, the aircraft, whether it's an airplane or a glider, literally will pivot on its axis.
Oh, we got an aircraft coming up.
Yep. I'm going to let you fly it the rest of the flight and just enjoy. Have fun with it.
Almost afraid to move the controls.
Well, you want to be gentle. Other than aerobatics, you want to move everything very gently while you're learning to glide. In fact, one of the things that we stress in gliding is that every time you deflect the controls, you create drag. So obviously,
The less drag, the better.
right, the less drag, the better. Particularly if we're soaring in weak lift, we don't want to use big control deflection. We want to keep it slight and smooth.
I can't keep this thing straight to save my own neck.
A glider doesn't have the directional stability of an airplane. The reason why is the speed and the fact there's no prop wash over the vertical tail. There's nothing to keep it straight.
You're right, yeah.
So we have to do that work. And you'll find that in a glider, you work with your feet much more than you do in an airplane. Your feet become important. I've flown a lot of airplanes that literally you probably could fly around, make a complete flight without hardly using the rudder. Not so in a glider.
Now
We
he's
need-
making.
we need the rudder in the glider.
It's kind of a sloppy turn, isn't it, huh?
Not bad, no, not bad, not that bad. That little string in front of you there is your guide. As long as it's coming straight back, you're streamlined. And that's another key thing we use called a yaw string. And it's actually more accurate than a ball because it's the slightest little bit of sideways movement of the glider, the string is going to deflect. That shows you how much rudder is needed initially, rolling into a turn or rolling.
Oh, I see. So if I put, like if it goes left, push a little bit on the left
It'll
rudder.
follow your foot. So if you push your right foot, it'll go to the right. Push your left foot, it'll go to the left.
Trying
Just
to
follow
s-
your foot.
Oops. I'm trying to get this straight and level here.
You're doing pretty good, actually.
Aircraft to the right.
Oh yeah, that's a little ultralight.
All right.
Another one. There's two of them.
Oh yeah, I see him now. Is that a rotary wing or is that a glider?
Those are powered.
Power gliders. Okay.
Yeah.
Ultralights.
Yeah.
Now, sailplanes have right of way and then ultralights.
We have the right of way, yeah. Over everything except a hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon has ultimate. Okay.
We even have right of way over blimps, believe it or not.
Because blimps can control their direction.
Well, they've got power. See, anything with a motor, we have right of way over. That includes helicopters, gyroplanes, blimps. I mean, anything with an engine, we have right of way over. Now, I've gotten out of the way of some airplanes when it was really obvious they didn't see me. I'm not going to insist on my right of way, but
Oh yeah. It's like driving. If you see the guys coming at you, get out of the
yeah,
way.
exactly. Yep.
It's better to be wrong. It's better to be right than dead right.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to turn to the left here and see if I
Uh-huh.
can turn this back around again.
Yep.
A little bit of left rudder, a little aileron. Nobody over there. All right. Not too much. There we go.
That's good.
Wow.
It's just a different feel than a plane.
Yes, it is. Completely different.
Yep.
This is cool. Powerless flight. Way cool.
Yep.
We're down to what, about 1,000 feet now?
Yeah, we'll angle over toward the pattern. So I'll have you go to the left toward the ridge line there. We'll angle over there.
All right. Let's see if I can do that. I don't see my ultralights.
Yeah, okay, follow me on the controls now.
I'm following you.
Yeah, we're going to set up our traffic pattern.
All right. Yeah. You definitely control it because those mountains scare the crap out of me.
We do two things in gliders that are a little unusual to airplane pilots. Number one, we fly much closer to the terrain. And number two, we fly much closer to each other. We frequently will gaggle. It's like a gaggle of geese, you know?
Uh-huh.
We'll join up in a thermal or any rising air. And sometimes we'll be, a wingspan away from each other. Half a dozen of us going around in the same lift. But, we're all going the same direction, and we're all pretty slow, so our closing rate is quite slow. So, we have plenty of time to see and avoid it. But we'll do that. We'll just join right up with each other in a back of the lift. And that's part of the deal. You try to help each other find the lift and stay in the lift.
So cross back over the runway.
Yeah, we're going to cross back over, we'll enter the traffic pattern, and we'll speed it up a little bit. Speed up for landing.
All right.
And left hand on the air brake lever, that's right here. That controls our glide path. It also gives us wheel brake.
Again, all I'm doing is following.
Yep.
people on surfboards out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is so cool.
Got a little bit of air brake here.
Line right up. Oh, so cool. Right back to where we started.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Well, you can actually taxi a glider quite a ways on the ground. You know, just by using your energy, your rolling energy.
Uh-huh. There we go. Nice and gentle now.
It will let the canopy roll.
Okay.
It's got a restraint ring.
All right. I just hope this thing recorded that.
Yeah.